Am I in a relationship? Do trolls get to you sometimes? Do you ever plan on having kids? 5 assumptions about you that are not true. How to overcome pressure as a girl. How do you keep up with being a creator in your personal life? What's my take on abortion? Hey! And I'm into question I see. Hello and welcome back to another video. It's Gisela Gisla. If you're new here, you're officially a gizzard, and if you're old here, reluctant baby, period. I feel like I've not had a sit down chit chat with you guys in a long time. The last time I did this was last year, and even with that video I deleted it because I didn't like the quality of the video. Today I am going to be answering some questions I asked you to ask me on Instagram because I thought a sit down video is overdue. So here we are, and I'm about to answer all of the questions my lovely audience sent to me on my Instagram. I genuinely hope you enjoy watching this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Okay, let's get right into it. Somebody's asking me if I would ever come back to South Africa again. Of course, I love South Africa so much, especially Cape Town. Since time I've been saying Cape Town is my dream city or town, and me coming there this year was so fulfilling for me. I would definitely want to come back. Like, if I could afford it, if I can afford it, I would be coming there to spend a week there every year. Yeah, and like every 6 months, because I love the city down. I feel like there's so much to do, so much to explore, and I didn't even scratch the surface when I came there. So I'll definitely want to do more. Do you get it? So definitely like be back in South Africa. Somebody is asking me, don't say Nella Rose. Who is that influencer you think is doing so well apart from Princess I Love You? There are so many influencers I think are killing it in the space here in Ghana. Micro influencers, nano influencers, macro influencers, especially the ones like coming up, right? The girlies and the boys on TikTok are doing super amazing. I am not the best with names, and if you've been watching me on YouTube, you know how forgetful I get sometimes, so I genuinely can't remember anyone's name off the top of my head to mention. But and if I mention some names too and I don't mention some names, I know they will put me on TikTok and say I'm doing favoritism towards some people. So I'm not going to mention names, but I think especially the upcoming creators are doing amazing. They're doing so well, and I love to see it all the time on TikTok. Like, it's just amazing to see the girlies killing it. How is Oreo doing? Oh my god, I feel like I get this question a lot on my Snapchat even, but I'm going to say it again because I feel like if you've been a consistent viewer on here, then you know exactly when Oreo went away, why Oreo went away, and everything that had to do with Oreo. So I think at some point in your life, or at some point in everyone's life, you just have to accept defeat some way, somehow. I conceded at some point and I was like, you know what? I have tried. I don't think I'm a dog mom. First things first, if you watch my vlogs a lot, you know I'm always outside, always dilly-dallying, and I always felt sad when I came home and saw Oreo outside. I don't know, it was just so sad for me because it was like I wasn't spending enough time with my dog, and I was always outside, and I'll have to leave the dog outside, like, you know, leave the dog outside of my house because I did have to train him to get used to his new environment, but I didn't even have time to do that. And the peeing and the pooping around was also a little concerning. I know I should have taken my time with that, but I'm just not a dog mom. I don't think a dog is the right pet for me. Looking at my lifestyle and then everything that I have to do and all of that, yeah, I think the pet I would want in this life is a cat. I don't know, but that's how I've been feeling. I feel like I want a low maintenance pet that isn't always around me, and a pet that I don't have to do too much to, and a pet that I don't have to train extensively to do something. I don't know if you get what I mean, but I don't know how this is coming off genuinely, but I just had to accept that I'm not a pet person, or I'm not a dog mom. So I had to send Oreo back to its owners. Yeah. How did you become friends with Chidera and Junior? I have never actually spoken about this, right? So let me just get into it. So Chidera and Junior were initially friends with my other friend, Eko McLean, and the OG gets to know Eko McLean. He's no longer in the country, so you barely see him on my channel. So Eko McLean and Junior and Chidera were friends, and then I met Junior and Chidera through Eko McLean. I already knew Junior on Twitter as Boobs Over Books. He was always nice to me on Twitter. If you know me, you know I've had a bad experience on Twitter. They were always bullying me on that app. But Junior was one of those people who were always nice to me, right? So I've always known Junior from Twitter, but he was actually friends with Eko McLean. And Eko and I used to be very close at some point. I mean, he's still one of my very good friends, but Eko and I were like, you know, yeah, so at some point he and I were like very very good friends. Sorry, he and I were very very close at some point. So I met them through him, and I remember my 23rd birthday, they showed up for me in the sweetest way ever, and that's when I knew these people are my people. So my 23rd birthday, we celebrated it at Coco Bite, and I needed people to attend the birthday party. I think it was, I don't remember exactly how it was. I don't remember if it was impromptu or it was just, I don't know how exactly it was, but these two boys and I were not even close. We were looking for people to attend the party, right? I called through that birthday thing for me with some other people, and then I was looking for people to attend the party, and he called Chidera and Junior, and they just showed up. And the whole weekend they were the ones cooking at the beach house, and I was like, oh, these boys are so sweet. So from that time till now, I've always loved them like my brothers. I love them down, and that's how we became friends. From that time till now, we've always maintained a good friendship. We've always, like, we grew closer, and I can depend on them for everything and anything. Yeah, like, those are my brothers. Do you get it? Yeah, I hope I answered your question really well. I feel like I'm blabbering, but yeah. Hi Gisela, what's your weight and height? I will be lying to you if I tell you I know my weight and my height. I know I am 5'6", 5'5". Yes, but my weight, I don't know. I haven't stood on a weighing scale in like years, so I wouldn't know what to tell you. I genuinely don't know what my weight is. Oh my god, I think I need to check it ASAP. I like everything about you, and don't let anything make you change. You're perfect. Oh, thank you. You guys are so sweet. Stop it. Somebody is asking, how do you reach out to brands you work with, or they rather reach out to you? I think this is the mistake most people make, and then the mistake most creators make. I'll speak for myself personally. No matter where I am in life, I'm not as comfortable to feel like, oh, I am Ogde, like it's time to just, I don't know how to explain it. Like, no matter where I am in this influencing journey, or I find myself in this influencing journey, I don't think I would stop reaching out to brands. You get it? So before I had a management, or before I had a manager, I was doing the reaching out personally. I would text brands, I'll send them emails. I remember before I even got the Fashion Nova contract or Fashion Nova deal, I used to send a lot of PR emails to the brands outside, hoping that some of them will respond to me. I was able to get Opoli to respond to me and even send me outfits. I was able to get Pretty Little Thing to send me outfits. And Fashion Nova, I don't know how they found me, but they found me themselves. Do you get it? And even now that I have a management, my manager and I discuss the brands that I would love to work with, or the brands that will resonate well with what I do, and then we put together proposals and send it to the brand, because I feel like that is the one way to push yourself forward, because you can't sit down and wait for brands to know your worth or notice you. Sometimes you have to push for it, so you have to send them the proposals, tell them what you think you can offer, and then give them a rate or something. You guys will negotiate, and boom, there you have it, a gig, or like, you know, someone to work with. So that's why I said, for me as a creator personally, I never ever am too comfortable to think to myself that let me wait for brands to reach out to me. Now I put in the work, I reach out to brands, my manager reaches out to brands, and then yeah, what works, what doesn't work. Do trolls get to you sometimes? Yes, I'm a human being. Like, I feel like sometimes people forget that I'm a human being. I'm a 26-year-old girl with a lot of hormonal changes and emotions running through me each day, and trolls do get to me because I'm not a robot. Yes, I'm not AI. I'm a human being. So if I come on the internet and somebody is trash talking me without me even doing anything to the person, of course it will get to me. But how I deal with it is the most important bit, because I can't control your behavior, but I can control my reactions to your behavior. Do you get it? So that's the one rule I live by, one thing I've learned growing up. That's, you really can't control how people act, especially online. I don't know you from anywhere, you don't know me from anywhere, we are strangers. So I don't know how you grew up, I don't know what is influencing your behavior right now, I don't know why you're acting the way that you're acting. But I know myself, I know who raised me, I know how I was brought up, so I can control my reaction to your behavior. So that is the only thing I have control of. That is how I deal with all of these things going around. Miss your sit down videos with Mathilda. I know, me too. Kesa is now an artist that you guys need to support. And Kesa, if you're watching this and you still want to do YouTube, please call my phone. Thank you. Any financial advice for the girls on how to save? Oh my god, I was literally talking about this with my co-worker on Tuesday, because I was like, I want to do a TikTok video and talk about how to save. Genuinely, I don't know if I'm in the position to give anyone financial advice, because I'm not even going to sit here and pretend as if I am not for 26-year-old, I'm living an average life in Ghana. I know that would be the reservation some people may have, so it might not come off as me giving financial advice, but it will come off as me saying something I don't even have knowledge about. But I'm going to tell you guys how I personally save my money in my financial routine. Does financial routine even make sense? And then if that advice works for you, it works for you. If it doesn't work for you, it does not work for you. Can I get an amen? I was telling my colleague that before I became an influencer and before influencer started taking off from me, I used to work in an insurance company. So the money that I had at that time, I was saving because I'm not paying for accommodation, I'm not paying for light, I'm not paying for food. I'm only paying for my transportation and even my transportation to work. I was barely paying for transportation to work because my grandmother would give me that money. Still, I was eager to move out of my grandma's house. I wanted to live alone because of the distance from where I used to live to my job. That was the main thought behind me wanting to move out from my grandmother's house. Regardless of that, I still had dreams. I still, like, I'm a girl, like I want to go out, I want to eat, I want to buy makeup, I want to, live life. And I remember when I was moving out of my grandmother's house, before I moved out of my grandmother's house, I saved my money from my national service and then used that money to rent my first apartment, which was the 1-bedroom apartment I lived in for 3 years. And at that time, I was earning 650 cedis. And my first rent, I made the payment without the help of anyone. I think I am overtly independent, and this is not news to, well, it may be news to some people, but I am a very independent person. That's how I was raised. So asking for help is very, very difficult for me. Like, even asking for help from my mom is very, very difficult for me. Sometimes my mommy is like, mother, now when you say I deal with because no one can tell me, then I'm like, bro, she didn't even cross my mind to come and ask me. I don't ask my friends for help financially. I don't ask anyone for help financially. But if you want to give to me, I'll take it. So basically, when I was moving into my new apartment, I saved my money from my national service. And the small gigs I was getting at that time as an influencer, I was being paid like 500 CDs, 1,000 CDs. If God shines his brightest light on me, I'll get like some 2,000 CDs. And influencing you have to invest in influencing to get somewhere, right? So I was saving money from those influencing gigs. I was also apportioning some to go out and be able to take pictures. Some of these restaurants I'll go and I'll not even buy anything because I'm just like, I have to use what I have to get what I want. Like, I have to take pictures to be the influencer I want to be. Damn, like, can I breathe? Yeah, so at that time my rent was like 600 cedis a month. That apartment I used to live in before I moved to this place? Yes. When I initially moved it was 600 cedis a month, so that was good for me. Mind you, my NSS was 650 a month. Do you get it? So I got that 12, and they were just taking a 1-year payment. So I saved that money and used that money to pay for that rent. I rented the place, and immediately I entered that apartment, I went broke, flat broke. I remember I texted Princess saying that, Princess, I want to sell my MacBook. At that time, I had a MacBook that was a gift from someone, and I was like, I want to sell my MacBook. The MacBook would have given me like 6,000 CDs at that time. I was like, oh my God, I need to sell my laptop. I'm broke. I don't even have any money in my account. I didn't even have the 500 cedis in my account. So I told Princess this, and Princess was like, no, relax, calm down, we'll figure a way out of this. So I shouldn't sell my MacBook. So I didn't sell the MacBook because the MacBook is what I was using to edit my YouTube videos small. It was what I was using to, do my little things on the side. During all of these times, I was still hustling on YouTube, right? Mind you, at that time, my YouTube checks were coming in like $100 after 4 months. You have to get to $100 before YouTube sends you the money. The videos I post in those 4 months would give me that $100, but I still didn't give up because I was like, YouTube is genuinely my passion. It's something I enjoy doing, so I'm not even here for the money, but if the money comes, sure. I'm getting somewhere, so follow me. I'm getting somewhere. The money didn't really matter to me like that, so I was like, you know what? I don't really care. Let me just still film my YouTube videos. Whatever happens, should happen. So this is how I saved my money. When I was in uni, I created this Access Bank account. I didn't know what I was using for because I didn't see the point. I didn't have any money to put in that account, so I was like, why am I even creating this account? But I created it anyways. They convinced me to create it. My mother created an account for me in Sunyane and using her name. The reason behind that account was to save for my rent. I'll come back to that. And then I did this collaboration with Standard Chartered. I was required to create an account. I didn't have a choice but to create an account with Standard. So I created the account with Standard. So that was 3 accounts. And for YouTube payments, you're required to have a dollar account. You're not required to have a dollar account. You can get the money in your CD account, right? Which I was doing before. And at that time, the money wasn't really coming like that. So I was like, I don't even care to create a dollar account. So the money was coming into my CD account until one day I was like, you know what? I need to make a financially wise decision. Even if the $100 is coming after a year, saving dollars in CDs is not the wisest thing to do, genuinely. So I created a dollar account. So now I had the Access account, I had the Stanchart account, I had the account my mom created, and then I had I created the dollar account for my YouTube. The dollar account for my YouTube, I'd never touched that money. I never ever touched that money. I wasn't even checking to see when the money was dropping. I genuinely didn't care. And the account my mother created for me was the account. We sat down and we said, you know what, every month we are going to send a portion of the salary you're receiving from your job into this account to be able to pay for your rent and any emergency that may come up. Till this day, my mother and I still do that. So that account was for my rent. And at that time I was taking 1,000 cedis for my 9 to 5 after an NSS. I think 1,000 cedis. Yeah, I think 1,000 cedis. I don't really remember. I think it was 1,000 cedis. So my mother would say send 300 cedis to this account every month. So the money we get at the end of the year, we can use that to pay your rent, or we can, use it for any emergency that may come up. My Standard Chartered account was still vacant. I didn't have anything to do with that account. I was just there because by force, all my creative account, I went that way. And the Access Bank account was the account I was receiving my salary in. So I only had 2 savings accounts, then the YouTube account. As the years went by, I stayed in that apartment for 3 years because the rent was good. And I was trying to save enough money to do whatever I would want to do, like as time went on. Like, me moving here, me changing my car, me even buying a car, all of those things. So I'm not the type to just spend boom, 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 boom because everybody's spending boom, 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 boom. No, when it comes to spending, peer pressure will never catch me in that side or in that area. I cut my coat according to my side. So if you see me spending some amount of money somewhere, trust me, I thought about it for months before taking that money to go and spend there. Or like I don't know how to explain it. Like, I don't just take money to spend anyhow. That is me, because I know for a fact, even though I have support from my family, I still put it in my mind that I don't have support from anywhere, because that motivates me to work harder for myself. I always tell myself that I just have me in this life, and if I don't do well for myself, I don't have any safety net to fall on. So that pushes me to work harder. That is just my way of motivating myself. Like, do you understand what I'm saying? So that is the strategy I used from that time until now. So over the years, the Standard Chartered account, every time influencing money came, I'll put the influencing money in that Standard Chartered account and I wouldn't touch the money at all. I was like, you know what, the same mentality I applied to saving for rent is the same mentality I'm going to apply to saving for my influencing money. So every gig I do, when the money is sent, it goes straight to the account and then I don't touch it. When I switched jobs and then my salary got better, I was still taking that salary in my salary account, right? And that salary account is the money I spend on a regular day. So if I have to buy groceries, it will go from that account. If I have to buy fuel, it will come from that account. If I have to do anything domestic, it will come from that account. If I have to pay my housekeeper, it will come from that account. Like, do you see where I'm going? So my actual savings account were the YouTube money, the Stanchart account, and then the Fidelity account. And I don't have to worry my head over rent and those things, because my mother already made me start this thing at a young age, at a ripe age. So paying for rent became very easy for me. And the YouTube money is what I used to buy my first car. As the money compiled, and then all of that, I used that money, I changed it into CDs, and I was able to use it to buy a car. Like, you see where I'm going? And when it was time for me to change my car to Big D, I used the same YouTube money that I've been saving for like since time. After I bought Subai, the next year YouTube started doing amazingly well for me. Like, I don't really know, I think it's just the grace of God, but like, YouTube started doing amazingly well for me. The payouts were coming every month, and then I saved that money. I bought Big D with that money, and then of course I topped up with some CDs, but that CDs came from my influencing money. Do you see where I'm going with this? And because I was saving my influencing money and not touching that money, I had enough money to move out from my old apartment into this new apartment and did everything I wanted to do, and trust that the way I've explained my finances to you is the same process and routines I've been using ever since, because I have goals as a person. I always list down my goals at the beginning of the year and then work towards those goals. But if I put my mind to it that, oh, I'm going to save for South Africa, I'm going to save for this, I'm going to save for that, and it doesn't happen, I'll be disappointed. So why not just save, have savings accounts, one for rent and emergencies, one just saving for whatever I may want during the year, and have the YouTube money there that I'm not even touching at all. So that when it's time for me to do something for myself that I think I want to do for myself, I can look at whichever account and take the money from it. I feel like I've talked so much, but does it make sense? Did you get anything from what I said? Definitely get a bank account. Even if it's a soup box you want, get one. I wouldn't recommend a soup box though, but like if you want to save money, get a soup box or create a bank account. Create different bank accounts and don't put it in your mind that you're not going to get money. Even if you have two bank accounts and one has your salary coming through. I feel like when you have a salary account, you may spend anyhow because the money is just there, you're just spending. But if you have another account aside your salary account, and you are taking money from your salary account to put into that account, and you tell yourself you're never going to touch that money, I feel like you will never touch that money. That's just what I think though. I don't know the psychology behind it, but it works for me. But when I see the money in my salary account and I use it for my domestic stuff, and then I have like some change left in it, I want to spend the money. Like, I don't mind spending the money. But when I have an account that I'm like, I'm never going to touch this money, I never ever touch the money. I'm definitely not going to tell anyone how to spend their money, but I'm just going to say that if you're going to spend your money, make sure you have some change somewhere that would help you fulfill your dreams, help you in emergencies, help you do things that you want to do or fulfill your goals for the year. Just know, like, as you are spending or doing things outside or like going out, doing everything that makes you happy or fulfills your soul, or like, makes you feel fulfilled in this life, make sure you have money stashed somewhere for your emergencies and then the things that you want to do for yourself in the year. I think everybody has goals, right? Everybody has goals for the year. So just make sure your money is you have money aside for that as well. And that is all I think I have to say about the financial responsibility. So I hope I've helped. Have I? I don't know. But yeah, namaste. Someone is asking me how was my teenage life like. My teenage life was non-existent because I had a strict mom. My mother is still strict. I love her down, but my mother is still very strict. I wasn't allowed to go out. I wasn't allowed to party. I was always home watching TV. That's why I think I am an indoor person now. Yeah, so school, home, TV, done. I don't have any interesting stories from my teenage years, unfortunately, because yeah. Yeah, I feel like I don't hear you talk about church much. Please, do you attend church on services on Sunday? Oh my god, I swear I get this question on my YouTube channel every week. Let me just get into it. The reason why I don't go to church on Sundays here in Accra is because I'm Presbyterian, and then I genuinely hate switching churches and changing churches. Like, it doesn't resonate with me. The churches I've been to, apart from Agape, I will say that the reason why I don't go to church or I don't go to Agape on Sundays is out of laziness and because I get so overwhelmed during the week, and Sundays are the only days I get to rest. Mondays, I wake up early to go to the office. Tuesdays, I work from home. Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, I'm outside dilly-dallying, getting content for my vlogs. Saturday, I stay up all night to edit a vlog so you can get one to watch on Sunday. And because of that, I usually sleep around 3, 4, 5 a.m. And then Sundays, I wake up late, as at like 11 a.m. So on Sundays, I feel like Sundays are the only days I can reset my week and then rest. But aside that, the other churches don't resonate with my spirit. They don't resonate with me. It just doesn't resonate with me. But if I do start going to church, Agape is the church I'll go to. I'm a Christian girl and I believe in God. Okay, thank you. How to overcome pressure as a girl. Look, I'm going to be honest with you. This pressure conversation on the internet never ever sits right with me. Let me tell you why it never sits right with me. Why is somebody's life giving you pressure? That is the first question you should ask yourself. Me personally, nobody can give me pressure on this internet because I do what I can afford to. Like, I keep saying this and people keep taking it in the wrong way, that everybody's reality is different. Every single human being on this earth has a different reality. Everybody has a way, a path God makes for them, right? Success may come to someone easily. Success may not come to someone easily. Someone can get honors from going to school for 20 years, 30 years. Somebody may get honors from just being themselves. Somebody can, who can I even use as an example? There are people who get some kind of recognition from just existing, and there are people who have to work hard for the recognition. Everybody's path in this life is different. So there should never be a day, there should never be a time where you go on the internet and you see somebody living their life and then you feel pressured. How are you pressured by how I don't understand. So somebody goes to buy an iPhone 17 and they are doing unboxing on TikTok and you are feeling pressured. And I'm into question Nasi. I don't understand how this pressure conversation even started or how it comes about. And it's done to me a lot, especially on TikTok. Like when I post something, they'll come and say, you are giving the girls pressure, you are giving the girls this, you are giving the inti obinti mamin didi. Eh, radia semen obinti mamin told them pesemeto. Do you know how the person started? Do you know where the person started from to get to where they are? There are people who would have money handed to them by their parents or their loved ones to start a business. The person will open the shop and you are feeling pressured. And there are people who will have to suffer to get there, and that is the reality. Like that is the reality on the ground. We are not the same. We are all not the same. Even in this influencing thing that we do. Influencers in other countries, my favorite influencer bought a Bentley. She bought a mansion. She bought an apartment in Dubai. She bought an apartment in New York. And I'll be sitting here saying that she's giving me pressure. What pressure is she giving me? I just think the way you should be able to overcome pressure is to take it as motivation. Oh my god, every time I watch, she's my favorite influencer because every time I watch her, I am pushed to work hard, I'm pushed to vlog, like I'm pushed to pick up my camera and start yapping, and I'm pushed to start editing vlogs for my gizzards to watch. I never see it as she's giving me pressure. What do you mean by giving you pressure? How is the pressure even getting to you? Because like, oh my god, that pressure conversation, I never ever understand it. Everybody has a different path in this life. Every single human being. Does that make sense? Please, how are you able to get over things and live your life? I'm a very emotional person. I'm a crybaby and I barely get over things. So many everlasting. That's how I am as a person. But when it comes to other things that happen, I'll cry over it. I'll go for therapy if I have to. I would what I'm trying to say is, amidst all of the qualities I've mentioned about myself, I will still get the work done to feel better. Do you get what I mean? If it's therapy, I'll go to feel better. If it's more work I need to do on myself, I'll do it whilst crying to feel better or to get better. I don't just wallow in my sorrows. I push myself to do better. Like, I'll cry, I will yap, I'll rant, I'll call my mother, I'll get angry. But at the end of the day, I'll still get the work done. If you could go back, what advice would you give to your younger self? Honestly, if I could go back to my younger self, if I could go back and speak to young Gisela, if I start talking about this, I'll start crying. But if I could go back to my younger self, I'll just tell her that she's one of a kind. She shouldn't allow anyone to make her feel bad about herself, or like shouldn't allow anyone to speak down on her. And she should believe in herself, even if nobody does, right? She should believe in herself and keep working hard for the things she works for, because the Gisela I know now would want something and it would happen for her. She will manifest things into her life and it will work out for her. So I would have told her to start manifesting at that time. Charlie, I have a lot of things to tell to my younger self. If I start talking about it, I'll cry right now. Like, but yeah, that's the kind of advice I'll give to my younger self. And also know when it's time to stop and quit certain things, like leave situations when she has to leave the situations and not wait for it to get bad before she leaves those situations. Because I feel like I've wasted a lot of my years on situations and certain things that I could have just left earlier and found better, in terms of everything: jobs, finances, relationships, and friends, in terms of everything. Like, yeah, and keep striving hard for what she wants, because it will still happen regardless. What software do I use for my thumbnails? I use Canva for my thumbnails now. That's the only app I use for my thumbnails. What's my take on abortion? Hey! Why this question? Listen, I am a very outspoken person, and I would give you my 2 cents. I'll totally give you my 2 cents on my take on abortion. But I'm also, social media has scarred me into keeping my opinions to myself. So I would rather not. Okay, so let's not go there. Let's not go there. I don't want to talk about it. I'll keep my opinions to myself. Thank you. The people saying they love me, I love you so much. I love you so much. I love you. Thank you for your compliment. I love you guys so much. When you stop ties with a friend or boyfriend, how do you go about your day? I go. Time and tide waits for no one, bro. God is not pausing the time because Gisela is going through a heartbreak or Gisela is losing a friend. What? I'm going. When I come back, I can cry. But I'll wake up and I'll go. Yeah, I'm there. I'm gone. What is your major motivation and what keeps you going? Money. And genuinely, I want to give my baby sister, the best life ever. I want to be the best mom. I want to be the best mother who spoils her children, including my baby sister. I want properties. I want things. I want this life. I want to grab life by the balls. That's what keeps me going. Because until I get that GLC coupe, until I'm able to get those properties I want, I'm not stopping. Can't stop. I want to also give my mommy the best life. Like, I feel like my mother, she deserves the world. She needs to enjoy her life, and I'm the one going to give her that. So that's what keeps me going. How are you able to keep your life super private and still not overshare unlike others? I think, contrary to popular opinions, everybody thinks they know what is going on in my life because I come on social media and I don't mind sharing 1-2 aspects of things I really don't mind you guys knowing. There are so many things people don't know about me, and I would love for it to stay that way. You see, for instance, when I was moving out of that place to this place, nobody knew about it, or just my friends, and I kept it from you guys for 4 months, 3 months, 4 months or 3 months. Nobody knew about it. That is how you find out about my wedding. Me worry we are now be my wedding pictures on internet so. That's how you find out about my children. You probably never see their faces. Yeah. Exactly how it's going to happen. Keeping life private. I'm not even going to sit here and act like it's easy to keep your life private on social media. It's not easy to keep your life private on social media because as I'm sitting here minding my business, a blogger somewhere is digging into my life to find somebody to come and do a grade of me and the person and say that these people are together when it's not even true. So for instance, now I'm even anxious to sit outside with a friend because I know these people, they will come and start making stories up. But of course, one thing I've learned is just act as if that thing is non-existent. Yeah, if I don't want you guys to know that I've bought a new phone, I just wouldn't talk about the phone at all. That way, it won't even occur to someone to say, oh, she has bought a new phone, let's go and research on the phone she has bought. Do you get what I mean? If I make a new friend and I don't want you guys to know about that friend at all, I just would never mention the person. Like, I just wouldn't even act like this person is in my life. Because no matter what you do, somebody will go and find a picture of your grandmother and come and post it and say, this is Gisela Pose's grandmother. Then and all I have to do is come online and say, I love my grandma so much. I think she's the best human being on earth. And they'll go and find a picture of her and write an article about her. But yeah. 5 assumptions about you that are not true. I don't know the assumptions about me. I don't think I care to know what people assume about me at this point in my life. I don't know the assumptions to even debunk them. Do you get it? I don't know. I wish I asked for the assumptions and debunk or proof, like, affirm them, but I don't know the assumptions about me to say yes to that or no to that. I've closed my ear to the noise around me. So believe me when I say I don't know the assumptions about me out there. And I can't debunk or affirm it. Do you get it? So let's just move on. What's the most expensive gift you've received? My earrings. These earrings. Do you ever see yourself stopping content creation? I don't know. I feel like in the future, someday when I'm married and then I have children, I might stop content creation then. I don't know. But that is what it looks like for me. That is something I've been saying for quite some time now. So yeah, I think maybe in the future when I'm married with my children, but not now. If you had a chance, would you have dropped out of uni to start content creation early? No. What is your greatest fear? Losing my mom or losing anyone close to me? What are 5 things you are grateful for? And I love you. Been here since 20K. Oh, love you too, Ohima. Oh. My mom, that woman. My friends, yes, love them down. My job, yes, and then my bosses at work. They are really, really good people. Thank God for bringing them into my life for real. And I'm grateful for the gift of life. I'm grateful for the gift of life. Always waking up every day is something not to be taken for granted. And I'm grateful for the grace that has been granted to me by God to be able to take care of myself and be able to afford the things that I want in this life, because that aspect of my life means so much to me and you would never understand. But being able to afford my lifestyle and things I genuinely want and things that makes me happy, except my GLC coupe, is something I'll never ever take for granted. Hi Gisela, I'm Heidi and I adore you so much. What's one thing you can't live without? Oh, thank you. One thing I can't live without. That's a tough one. One thing I can't live without would be I can't live without a TV. I can't live, no, let me not say a TV. I can't live without watching movies. That's one thing I can't live without, movies. Just put me in if you like, put me in a room, lock me up, put a TV there, put tons of movies there, or like just project a movie on the screen and I'll be able to stay there the whole year. That's one thing I can't live without. Yeah, I think it's not that deep, but like it's one thing I can't live without. How to start a business. Genuinely, I'm still struggling with By Women, right? I'm still struggling to get the whole concept of a business, even with By Women. So I don't think I'm in the position to explain or talk so much about business. I feel like I want to get to a point where I'm an unstoppable force in that business, world, and then I can speak on it. But for now, if you want to start a business, I think you should just look at what you want to do and the kind of service you want to provide to people. Some people choose to follow trends, which is fine because that's about the money. Other people just find a passion and they stick to it, which is also fine. At the end of the day, everybody wants some kind of profit. Nobody is doing a business or nobody is doing a job just for the sake of it, right? There's always that backing monetary aspect of it. If you want to start a business, just find what you want to do and then find a good supplier. You can find a supplier in Ghana, you can find one anywhere else. There are suppliers, tons of suppliers in China, Turkey, and there's tons of apps you can even use to find suppliers. There's Alibaba, there's AliExpress, there's 1688. There are so many others that you can use, or you can even, for instance, when I was in uni I used to sell jewelry, right? I was so broke. Oh my god, I used to sell jewelry to make some money for myself, and I used to go to Accra to buy my stock. So you can also do that. So yeah, just find what you want to do, find suppliers. I feel like social media is so underrated when it comes to businesses. Create a social media account, create a TikTok, create an Instagram, create a Snapchat account, start advertising your product. Nobody can advertise your product more than you. Do that, and then trust me, you'll find customers and people will patronize you. What have been your highs and lows this year? My highs this year will be moving into this apartment that I love so much and buying my car and becoming a Vaseline Ghana ambassador, and oh my god, getting to work with WaterAid and even Mr. Beast. The collaborations I've had this year, definitely my highs. Being recognized in some spaces, love that down. I feel like this year has been a good year even though it hasn't ended. And my lows this year, my lows would be, do I have any low? Oh, for the first 6 months of the year, I was really sad. I was really going through it I was going through it rough. For the first 6 months of this year, I felt like my life was stuck. Not the first 6 months, let's say after the first 3 months of the year, I felt like my life was stuck and I wasn't moving forward like I wanted to. I had so many plans for the year, but they were just not working. And everything I tried wasn't working out for me. So I was I was all over the place. I was sad. I was going through it so much. Oh my God. But thankfully, all of that they have been resolved, and thanks be to God, it's getting better now. So if you think you exceeded or you have attained what and where you planned to be 5 years ago, 5 years ago, I didn't have a plan for myself. I did not have a plan for myself, girl. Like what I wanted to do in this life, I deviated from it. I wanted to be an architect, and I deviated from that by studying business in uni. So like 5 years ago, girl, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know what I wanted. I didn't know who I wanted to be. I just knew I wanted to have money. I wanted to be able to afford my lifestyle. I wanted to be able to afford the nice things in life. I wanted to be able to give myself a good time. That's all I knew. But to tell you that I knew I wanted to be this, I knew I wanted to be that, I'll be lying to you. And God has been good. God has been good. I am comfortable. I love where I am right now. I love where God has put me right now. I love the direction God has has me towards. So I have attained the joy, I have attained the peace, I have attained the comfort, I've attained the lifestyle that I wanted to live. Or like, the things that all I want in this life, all I wanted in this life is to have a car, to have an apartment, to be able to buy food to eat, to be able to take a day off work and be sane about it, and not worry about anything, to know that, oh, if something happens right now, I can afford to pay for it, or if something happens right now, I can take care of it. That's all I want in this life, and that's where I am. So thanks be to God. I'm grateful to God, and I wanted a good job. I have a good job. Do you get to yeah? But I don't think 5 years ago I wrote down a plan I had for my. Nah, I don't think I had that. I'm an overthinker, so I don't have a list right now for who I want to be in 5 years. But every single day, I know that I want to be better than the previous day or the previous month, or I want to do better than what I did the previous month. So, does that make sense? What has life taught you in general? Relationships, family, friends, and lifestyle. You're in for a ride, sweetie. Friendships, what I've learned about friendships is that not everything is about you. Not everything is about you. People genuinely go through their own things in this life, and everybody has a different personality. As you grow and as you meet people, you learn that we are all different in our own ways, and to be able to coexist with humans, you have to learn to adapt to the other person as they learn to adapt to you. You may be emotional, somebody may be nonchalant, that's their life. You can't do anything about it, but learn to coexist as people. As long as the person is a good friend to you, you are good to go. As long as the person shows up for you when they need to, as long as, they are actually a good friend to you, I don't think you should concern yourself with how they are, as how their personality is, unless they are a terrible person and then you're like, I don't want to be friends with terrible people, then that's fair. But like, somebody is nonchalant, but when you are sick, they are there for you. Waiting concern me again. Exactly. Like, do you get what I mean? Like, or we all have different personality types, so you need to adjust and learn to cope with people. That's one thing I struggled learning growing up, especially because I'm the firstborn, and then I didn't really have older siblings growing up, so I didn't know how to really cohabitate and coexist with people. So that's something I learned. And then you have to be the friend that you want people to be towards you. Show up for your friends, they'll show up for you too. Be nice to them, they'll be nice to you too. And if it's not being reciprocated, feel free to exit that friendship, because trust me, there are very, very good people in this world. And when something bothers you, don't internalize it, speak about it, talk about it, have a conversation, because sometimes what you are thinking about is not what the person is thinking about. What they are going through may influence their behavior towards you, and sometimes it's not even personal. It's just, you just have to speak to them about it in a calm, respectful way, and then resolve the issue. People who gossip about people to you will gossip about you to other people. Yeah, I'm talking about the kind of people who always have something bad to say about someone. They always have something bad to say about people close to them or in their circle to you. Trust that they are saying the same thing about you out there, and they gotta go. There are people who don't want you to win with them. There are people who always want to be the leader of the group. Those people, cut them out of your life, because if you're my friend and we are not winning together, then you shouldn't be in my space. Like, nah, we don't do that over here. We don't carry things for our head top alone in this part of the world. No, we don't do that over here. And when it comes to relationships there, if I start talking, I won't finish. I will not finish. I won't finish. Things I've learned about being in relationships, I've learned a lot, sha. Relationships are very deep. Right? That's my take on relationships. You have the chance to choose one person as a family member, or one of your family members in this life, and that's your husband or your partner. So be careful who you choose. That's all I'm going to say, in every aspect: emotional, financial, physical, mental, spiritually. Be careful who you choose, because that's the one person you can choose as part of your family, right? And that person will make or break your future family. Do you get it? Yeah. And to mind your business, Sha. Mind your business. Like, see, if something doesn't concern you, don't let it concern you. Mind your business. Life is so easy when you start minding your business. Mind your business. Drink water, stay at home, mind your business, put on your favorite show and watch. Life is so easy. Like that. Do you ever plan on having kids? If yes, how soon? And if no, why? Of course I want to have babies. Of course I plan on having kids. and not anytime soon, because I have some goals and aspirations that I want to achieve in this life before I think of having or starting a family. A family is such a big deal to me, and then it's not something I think I'll just wake up one day and say, oh my god, you know what, today I'm going to start a family. No, I'm not going to do that. When it comes to life, babies, marriage, there are things I really want to plan out thoroughly before I even venture into that. So I'm not going to have babies anytime soon. But I do plan on having kids. How do you manage the criticisms on the media? I don't care. I don't know you from anywhere to think that your opinion may matter to me. Unless you are my friend and you know what I've been through, you know the context of what is going on, and you have some good advice from me. But if I don't know you from anywhere, you're a stranger, and you decide to misunderstand me and go off on me, I don't care about your opinions. And I don't even call those ones criticisms. Like when I post a YouTube video and I say something and somebody comes to say, oh, Gisela, I think it's this way rather, that's fine. Like that is you correcting something that correcting my knowledge on something, which I totally appreciate. But those disrespectful ones, you can't get me to take an opinion. I'm sorry, but I'm not trying to be like you. And if I'm not trying to be like you, your opinion doesn't matter to me. I love you all the way from Zambia. I love you too, Ruth. I'm so sorry. I suck at pronunciations. I'm not going to try pronouncing your last name, but I love you too. Tips for someone who wants to make friends and be outside. I'm a homebody. I understand you because I'm also a homebody. But you see, you don't have to go out to make friends. I don't think you have to go out to make friends, genuinely. You can even meet people on social media. DM people. Oh my god, DM people, be friends with people, comment on their snaps, compliment them. I think that's the easiest way to make friends now, because social media has made everything very easy. If they are rude, that's not your friend. If they are nice, that's somebody you can be friends with. And if somebody is rude, you don't take it personally. Just take it as a sign from God telling you that that person is not supposed to be in your life. What's your take on mental health in Ghana? Mental health in Ghana is existent but non-existent. People don't take mental. I spoke about bullying this guy on TikTok 2 days ago, and I saw some upcoming creators. Hi God, they come and throw you on the internet. I better not see you crying on the internet, because your time will come and we'll all be here to witness that. Because I saw some upcoming creators saying that I've taken the thing World Cup and I'm talking about bullying someone and what. Do you know the extent of is it 2 or at Bofono Kramba? Do you know how bad bullying someone can get? Mental health is so bad, like nobody takes bullying seriously. I saw some upcoming creators say that if you are trying to be popular on social media and they are trolling you, you have to be hard. You have to be a hard person. You need to understand that it comes with a job. Who needs to understand what? That it comes with what? It's not in my face that you're coming to bully me, Gisela. That's why I am so heavy on the blocking. Mental health is so bad in Ghana now that people think it's okay to bully people. People think people are not telling bullies to stop. They are telling people to grow tougher skin. Do you know how crazy that sounds? Do you know how insane that sounds? Nobody's taking mental health seriously. Bloggers are trolling people unnecessarily. People on TikTok are leaving hate comments under people's videos, calling them ugly. People are just doing the most. Is the person also not a human being? Like, mental health is so... They'll be discussing someone on the radio, forgetting that the person is a human being with a family. Like, oh my god. It's so sad here in Ghana. I feel like at this point, everybody should just protect themselves. Like, put yourself first. Because me personally, you cannot come and be misbehaving in my comment section, or you cannot come and be misbehaving on my socials. I'll block you. Because in your one about petroleum mail, oh, my mental health problems. We need therapy board. Therapy board in me got na therapy. When I want to fear, but to 1 CD credit, and I type in say, go be post that say. Mental health in Ghana is so bad, and I think it's high time we start taking it seriously. Like, it's so bad amongst the youth that we have to start taking it seriously. I feel like we need to all sit up and start taking it seriously, because it will get to a point where we'll be able to escape its consequences. Like, we need to do better as people, genuinely. Like, if you could have any superpower, what would it be? Teleporting. Ship. Ship. Have you seen the traffic in Accra? Please. Do you wish to have a shop for bi women? I was going to say no. But that was too quick. Okay, let me tell you why I don't think I would have a shop for bi women. You know what? Let me not speak on it too soon, because you never know. Maybe my mind will change in the future, but I don't envision bi women having a shop. I do envision bi women having a workplace where people come in there to work, but I envision By Women being an online store through and through. That's my vision for the brand now. But I will employ people in the future to work in there for By Women, right? But to have a shop where people walk in and buy, I don't think that's something I want to do right now, or that's something I want to have. It's not something I plan on having, like a shop. But you never know, maybe plans to change in the future. But my reason is that I think it's more economical to have people work for you, work in a space where you pay them and all of that, instead, or even have people not even in a single space, but like people working for you remotely as you pay them to boost the business, so you can pay them back and also make enough profits from the business, instead of having a shop. Shops in Accra are expensive. Shop where you pay rent, you pay for water and lights and all of that. And Women is also a brand that we are trying to make affordable for people, right? So I don't know if that's the path I want to take yet. I genuinely don't think it's a path I want to take, like having a shop. But you never know, like I keep saying, maybe my plans will change in the future, maybe things will influence my decision, but for now, no. I underestimated the number of questions I got because I'm still scrolling and I'm still yapping. All I want to say is you are beautiful, bold and funny. Love you, Mama Gizzard. Love you too, Era. Thank you so much. Somebody said at the beginning of your influencing career, was going viral that easy? This viral thing, there's no science to it though, because you don't even know you're going viral. You wake up one day and you see your video trending. Sometimes it's something you didn't even think will go viral. Let me give you an example. All of the episodes on Rants, Bants and Confessions, we did not think it would go viral because we thought, oh, we are just having a chat, we are just yapping, and poof, every single time I go viral for something, I don't expect it to go viral. I just wake up one day and it's on the internet and people are leaving their thoughts under it. So I don't know how to go viral, to even know if it's easy or it's difficult. Okay, well, when I started influencing, TikTok wasn't even a thing like as it is now. So there was, oh no, Twitter. Yeah, Twitter. I used to, like, they really used to be on my case on Twitter a lot. But that one too, I didn't know they would do that, but it would just happen. And at that time on Twitter, I was very feisty. Like, I will not let you insult me for free, I'll insult you back. So I guess that also influenced the virality of my posts or things that were going on Twitter. So I don't know. Genuinely, I can't have a definite answer to this question. Like, do you get it? Will By Women consider making shorts? Girl, yes. Oh my god, yes. So By Women, the brand By Women, right, is your I don't want to make a comparison, but like By Women is a women's brand. We are basically a loungewear, nightwear, accessory, like, you know, brand. That's the whole idea for By Women. So nightwears, of course, girl. Shorts, most definitely. Accessories, like, we are here for the girls. So anything girly, you find it at By Women. Will you consider ever moving out of Accra to a different city? Yes, the traffic here is too much. It's way too much. And then Accra is a nice city to live in, to make money, right, to work, and to also enjoy, like, you know, the facilities and then there's places here. But for someone like me who is an indoor person in the future, right now the reason why I go out is for social media, right, to work. But when it gets to the point where I don't need a reason to be outside of my house and I just want to be indoors or like be in my secluded area, moving out of Accra would definitely be an option. It's something I have considered, but maybe in the future when I'm married, you know, or something, and definitely moving out of Accra would be part of my options, but you never know. So what is a dream brand you really want to work with? A car brand. I want to work with a car brand. I don't have any name in mind, but I genuinely want to work with a car brand so bad. So bad! If your daddy owns a car brand, please call me, I beg. Please. If your friend owns a car brand, thank you. What is my dream car? My dream car is a GLC coupe. I want a GLC coupe. I don't care if it's a GLC coupe. I don't know if they have a 63. I know of the 330. Maybe, I don't know. That's what I want. I just want a GLC coupe, and that is my dream car. Is stopping your 9 to 5 something you consider doing at a point? my 9 to 5. Yeah, when the going gets tough. It's not like I will consider quitting my 9 to 5, but I don't see myself working in corporate for a longer period, right? Like, after a while, I'll definitely stop working in corporate, but not now. How important do you think it is to keep certain things private as an influencer? I love that question so much. I don't know if the person is testing me or the person is being genuine, but I love that question so much. So I feel like the internet has taught me a big lesson since last year, because you genuinely, for someone like me, I love to share with people. I love to share stories with people. I love to come online and say, oh my God, you guys, this happened today. Can you imagine? Like, that is my personality or how I am. But I have also come to realize that the same way you have people on social media who enjoy your story times, who love you for your personality, or who enjoy the kind of content you create, is the same way there are people on social media who dislike you for that same reason. There are people who love you, and if you ask them why they love you, they don't have a reason. They just love you because they've seen you somewhere and then you probably did something that they loved so much. And there are also people who dislike you because they think it could be out of jealousy, it could be out of this girl too, why? It could be out of, they don't even, bro, they don't have a reason for disliking you, they just don't like you. So if you come online and you say A, B, and C, they are committed and dedicated to misunderstanding you and twisting every single word you say or every single thing you do. So if you say one thing, they exaggerate it into another. That experience from last year has definitely, because genuinely I still don't see what I said wrong. But I definitely would say that it has pushed me to want to be more private with my life, even with things I wouldn't be private with on a normal day. I don't have a problem coming on here to say, oh my God, you guys, so my man bought me this today, my sister bought me this today, my best friend bought me this today. I don't have a problem doing that, because what is wrong with that? Like, if somebody buys you something nice, what is wrong with you showing the world that this person bought you something nice? But people may react to that differently because they think you are showing off. Even when you buy yourself something, like even when I bought my curtains, people were mad at me for spending my own money that I earned from my savings, and I've been saving, like I explained earlier. I earned through the things that I do, the work that I do on curtains. People were mad at me for spending my own money on curtains that I'll put in my own apartment and sleep in. Do you understand? Like, there's no reason for the hate. Everybody has curtains in their house, but because I'm a lifestyle influencer, and just as I show you what I eat in a day, I showed you the curtains I have in my apartment, and you were mad at it. Like, at this point, it gets tiring. I'm not going to lie, it gets extremely tiring. So things I don't even want to be private, things I don't mind sharing with people, I still don't want to talk about it. That is why I got so offended when somebody asked me about my birthday gifts on Snapchat, because showing you my birthday gift is not a problem. It gets serious when people feel entitled to start knowing certain aspects of your life by force. It gets serious when people start getting mad at you for living the life that you are living. Like, do you understand what I mean? A good example is that podcast episode where I made a mention of some things that I personally wouldn't do as a human being, first of all, and people were mad at me, and then pick-me's were having a blast of having a field day on social media. But like, it's not private. Those things that I said, they are not private to me, Gisela. I feel and regard other things as more private as those things that I said, because that was just my opinion on how I choose to live my life, right? But people were mad at me, so now I just won't say me can't now. Like, do you understand what I mean? Like, it's genuinely not that serious, bro. Like, it's not serious. I just won't do me. And I say, make us now obey yami with social media, then I'd rather just shut up. Because at the end of the day, I still won't do it. There's nothing you can do about it. You can't force me to do something I don't want to do. And I also can't force you to do something you don't want to do. So everybody should just live their lives. And the crazy part is I never ever impose my opinions and thoughts on people, but for some reason it always comes off as such. Like, I don't even know, my God, I'm so tired. Can I have my privacy? Can I breathe? Oh my God. It's definitely important to keep some things private, like things that you think are private to you. Let me give an example. Christy Sarah is the perfect example. Christy Sarah and her husband Desmond in America, they are influencers, right? She is the influencer, her husband is not an influencer. Christy Sarah moved into her home that she built with her husband, showed us the mattress they sleep on, showed us their chairs. They've made us understand that Desmond makes all of the meals in the house, for Christy, and this and that and that. To them, that is not private. that is something they don't mind sharing with the world. But when they were building the house, they did not tell anybody on the internet because that may have been private to them. Do you understand? Do you understand the comparison I'm making here? Exactly. So, and it's also important because me, for instance, if I'm traveling next month, I'll never come on the internet to say I'm traveling next month because of spiritual issues and how superstitious I am, and how that may be private to me. Do you understand? So it will be important for me to keep that away from you because I wouldn't want anything bad, any bad energy around that traveling thing. And also, people can go overboard sometimes and then disrespect some things and then some aspects of your life if you put it out there. That's another thing the internet taught me last year, that genuinely I was proud, I was happy, I was excited to be in the position that I was in last year, to be talking about it in that manner. And people just made it look bad. People just made it seem terrible. People made it look like some terrible situation I was in, or like terrible situation the person was in at that time. So it can definitely disrupt your peace because it's like people will take things in a bad way. People will take things you don't expect people to even take in a bad way. They'll take it in a bad way and then they'll start overreacting, and now they get disrespectful. Do you get it? And that is why at some point I was so keen on never ever, in fact till now I am keen on never ever putting my brother on social media because of how mean and disrespectful people can get just because Gisela has a brother. I don't have to do anything. He doesn't have to do anything bad, but somebody will just wake up one day and start being disrespectful towards you. So if you think something is private and it means something so much to you, just don't, like I said, just act like it doesn't exist. Just don't act like it doesn't exist on your socials. Were you scared by women won't do well, and how did you overcome? Yes. Oh my god. Yes, I was. Do you know the number of times I had to have conversations, the number of people I had conversations with before I finally put by women out there? Because I was like, hey God, what if people don't buy? What if they don't like it? Oh my God, I know somebody will buy it and say this and that. I know somebody will give me a bad review. I did feel like by women wasn't going to do well. But then again, one thing about me is if I'm passionate about something, I will still do it. Even if it's not doing well, I will do it until it starts doing well. I don't know why. Like, for instance, my YouTube wasn't giving me anything when I started. And I'm still not where I want to be, but I'm still doing it. Do you understand? Like, I will keep doing it until it does well. So as long as I'm passionate about it, I'll keep pushing. Unless I'm not passionate about it, that's when I'll just leave it and let it go. So I did have my reservations and I did have my fears about the brand and then the release, but I overcame it and I was like, Gisela, this is something you really want to do, and I still did it and it sold out. So does that answer your question? How do you control your anger? Because I always see you smiling. Okay, so one toxic thing about me is that I'm very quick-tempered. Over the years, I've learned to control my anger. Before, I used to go, like, if I'm angry, I'll just start talking. But that was a very shitty behavior. That was very bad. So I learned to just shut up. When I'm angry, if I'm arguing with you or you're pissing me off and I'm angry in a situation, I'll just leave. I'll be quiet and leave. And I realized that silence is even the better option than talking plenty. Because that is how I control my anger nowadays. Like, I'll just shh and I'm out. Somebody's asking if Fashion Nova pays me, because this is the thing I forgot to mention in that one vlog. I saw people debating on social media about how my Fashion Nova Fashion Nova thing works. Okay, yes, Fashion Nova pays me. Fashion Nova pays me and they send me clothes every month. I just wanted you to know your views on when to let things go and when to react. So one thing I'm slowly learning, I'm still a very reactionary person, but one thing I'm learning is that before I react to something, I have to ask myself, is this person worth my time? Do I want this person to feel like they're important to me, or their views are important to me? This may sound very conceited, but do I think this person and I are on the same level? And if the answers are no, I'm never going to react to you. You keep getting mad and I'll just be here chilling. I react to things when it gets extremely disrespectful. When it gets to a point, like, sometimes somebody will keep poking at you, son, you don't mind them, and it gets to a point where like you have to put the person in their place and let them know you're not the one to play with. Yeah. How do you keep up with being a creator in your personal life? Exhausting or not? It's extremely exhausting. It's extremely exhausting. Very much exhausting. I mind my business a lot on the internet, but somebody will find a way to come and say something disrespectful to me. One thing that I don't even like at all is when I'm spending time with my friends. Like you see me, Kojo Junior and Chidera out, then where's Princess? Oh my god, where's Princess? Oh my god, where's Princess? Or I'm with Princess, or Princess is hanging out with someone. Oh my god, where's Gisela? Oh my god, where's Gisela? Gisela and Princess oh god, like can I breathe? Like can I breathe? It's like everybody wants to know what's going on in your life so bad. Like, oh my god. I get it. I share my life with you, but can you wait for me to share it with you instead of like imposing that responsibility on me? Doesn't make sense. Like I've not even come out to say this yet and people are asking me about it. My birthday gifts, people want to know what I received for my birthday. Like, can you not wait for me to show you? Like, oh my god, at this point it's like I don't even have the freedom of to choose what I want to put out there. Whether I want it out there or not, people will find a way to bring it out there. And that's very exhausting for me. I'm not even going to lie. Like sometimes I just want to breathe. Sometimes I just want to post the content that I have to post. But no. And you posted this and you didn't add this. And you did this and you didn't do that. And I saw you outside with Chidera and Junior wasn't there. And I saw you outside with Princess and this person wasn't there. Ah, bah. It's very exhausting. It's like people, it even gets to a point where people feel entitled to your time. People feel entitled to your space. People feel entitled to what you have to offer as a person. Like how all of a sudden calling me has now become a new behavioral pattern for some people, and when I don't pick up they get angry, and when I pick up and I'm upset because you are calling me at dawn and you are mad telling me that you are the one who made me. Do you see where I'm going? Like it's extremely like it's like I can't even breathe sometimes. So it is very exhausting. It's very, very exhausting. The calling me aspect, somebody will text you and even if you don't see their message you reply, then they're angry because you are now an influencer, you don't like replying to people. Mind you, I don't even know you. Like the parasocial relationship gets extremely exhausting. It's very tiring. Boundaries are not respected enough. I don't think boundaries are respected enough on my socials, and I hope it gets better someday. I recently had an issue of someone getting angry at me because they called me at dawn and I was asleep. Mind you, I was even sick. I was asleep and the person got angry and the person said me Krasini. Like, you know, it's exhausting. But I'm just going to end this Q&A here and answer some 2 questions that kept recurring in the bunch of questions I got from my lovely people on Instagram. So I had 2 questions, one about a friendship that you guys don't see me indulging in anymore, and one about my love life. So we have the friendship and we have the love life. Let's tackle the friendship first. So you guys don't see me hanging out. I'm not going to mention her name because I don't see why I should. I'm not even trying to stir up any drama. The only reason why I'm even getting into these 2 situations is because I introduced you people to these people, right? On here. I'm not saying I introduced them to you in your lives. No. I introduced these people to you guys as part of my community on here, right? So that's the reason why I'm going to get into it. I'm no longer friends with this person. That's why you don't see me hang out with her anymore. I have a very close circle of friends. I have a very close group of friends that I don't play about. I don't joke with. I don't, like every single person you see me bring up on here, I don't play about the person, right? As long as I mention them as a friend, I don't play about the person. Now, there's a reason why you see people cyberbully me a lot, but you don't see any of my friends come online to pour more, like, you know, more fuel to the fire or whatever. There's a reason why, because I have the most loyal group of people around me. So if you come around me and you can't keep quiet and you can't just be a decent person, then I don't want you around me at all. Then just leave my life. I'll rather leave than, you know, put my other friends through the indecency or negative energy you have to bring around the people in my life or bring around me. I don't like that. I don't like drama. I like peace. I like love. I like soft friendships. I like soft love around me. So if you are going to stir any drama or stir any negativity or bring any negativity into my life, then you have to go. You gotta go. You have to go. So this person and I, we didn't align in values anymore. And the relationship aspect of it, I feel like until I address it, the questions are not going to stop. And that is the only reason why I'm going to talk about it here. It's not out of disrespect to anyone. It's just out of transparency and also the need for people to just let it go. That is the only reason why I'm speaking on it. Am I in a relationship? No. I have not been in a relationship for a couple of months now, way before all of those things on TikTok happened, way before people were going crazy on TikTok, way before people started asking, even noticing in my vlogs, because and this thing still kills me up until this day. Even as the relationship was over, I was still posting vlogs that had my ex in it, right? So or not have him in it, because I never posted his face anyway. That had, you know, his voice and like, you know, his those things in it, or acknowledged him in those vlogs. Like, I ended a while ago. I don't see the reason why I should come online and talk about somebody I used to be in a relationship with. If not for anything, this was somebody who I was with. This was my partner at some point in my life. So there's no reason for me to, hey, ECG, you ready, me? Hey God, I'm dead. Anyway, like I was saying, that I just didn't see the point of coming online to talk about somebody I once shared loved with in negative light, or discuss the person on here. No, I don't. It's not reasonable. It's not a reasonable thing to do. So all I'm going to answer is that question as to whether I'm in a relationship or not. No, I am not. And I would love for you guys to just be respectful towards this individual. Can we just be respectful, please? Let's just respect ourselves on the internet and then just let it go. Why, Miss Rama? It's okay, let it go. I really hope you enjoyed watching this video. I genuinely hope you enjoyed watching this video, even though my lights are off. And I will definitely catch you in the next video, which will definitely be a vlog. And anyway, love you down. Thank you for sticking and staying with me. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe now. Thank you and enjoy your week. Mwah.